What is up, guys? Jake from One Hive here with our next cleanup attack video. And this one's going to sort of highlight some of the things that we've talked about on some of the theory craft videos lately about the uh, lava hound and the CC, different ways to deal with it, and which one might be better depending on the base. Both of these attacks are cleanup attacks, by the way, so both attackers knew that there was a lava hound in the CC. Hell was the first one to try it, and he did send in a few hogs, I believe right here, somewhere in this area, to lure the CC out, grabs the lava hound and brings it up top, just drops an anchor, an archer up here, and then drops his archer queen right there with 3 healers on it. Now this works, and you can do that because what's going to happen is the queen's going to take out the lava hound pretty quickly, and because of the healers, she doesn't have to, and even with one healer, she doesn't have to use her ability, even when the hound busts, because the pups can't do enough damage that the healer can't overcome it. Now, Hell goes ahead and grabs 3 of them, and to just let the queen do sort of a queen walk. I don't know. I haven't asked Hell. I don't know if his plan was for the queen to walk down this way and then sort of join in and with this kill squad. But what ends up happening is because of this, it's so close right here, the queen ends up going this direction. Now she stands here and takes out some of these things, but in the end, her walk brings her this way. The kill squad that he brings, which is some witches, a golem, and obviously his king and some wizards. You know, he creates his funnel right here, sends them right in, wall breakers to take this one out, and then a jump spell to connect right through there. That all works great, but obviously they're not going to stay up forever. And with the queen going this way, there's some Teslas that pop right here, and eventually the kill squad just sort of peters out. Now he does send an Asian wall with his hogs in this over in this direction, and they all start moving away. And I think some of this is already dead, but the hogs start moving in, which is good. And what happens is they get in here and they split. Some of the hogs end up going this direction, and some end up going this. Oops, sorry about that. Some end up going this direction. He's only got a couple of heals, so he's got to start dropping on a bigger group, which is this one. The queen is dead. The king doesn't get in there and take out the queen, but the king sort of comes over in this area, and with the Teslas and the king, this whole group just gets wiped out. And with the queen, I feel like if the queen had been in this kill squad, the Teslas would have went down. And once you get past these storages, let me clear also this mess out of the way real quick. Once the queen would have gotten past these storages, look at what's here. There's nothing for her to shoot at. I mean, the CC, but there's nothing else for her to shoot at besides defenses. I mean, she's actually doing work once she makes past these 2 storages right there, had she went in that direction. Instead, she stands out here, she takes out this storage, these things, just doesn't get a lot for that queen walk and fills extra 3 healer space. So the hogs sort of peter out in this area, and most of the base is wrecked, but a few defenses here at the end left over, and just sort of runs out of time. So we will, one other thing I was going to say, it does save a little time, but Hell also used his poison spell when the lava hound busted. If you're doing the healer queen method of taking that out, go ahead and save your poison, because in this attack you'll see the skeletons are set to the ground. They do come out. He could have used it for that. The queen, it's only going to save her a few a few seconds. She can take out those pups pretty quickly. So just go ahead and hold on to it if you're going to use that method. But we'll clear all this out of the way. We'll watch Hell do it, and then we'll come back to the drawing board. All right, here we go with Hell's attack. Comes in from the top with some hogs to lure. That's all good. You just want to grab it, and just one hog I think he sent in there, which is perfect because, again, it takes 1 second. As soon as you're in range, the clan castle is empty, so that's nice. Drops the archer down there just for a anchor to pull it all the way out, and then as soon as that goes down, he's going to go ahead and drop his queen and the healer and the healers, and just let them start taking care of that. Now, good that he doesn't wait. Goes ahead and sends his kill squad in. Golem down first. Creating the funnel with those wizards. That's all really, really nice. Going to drop his wall breakers, I think, in just a moment to start letting everything in. Yep, here they come. And then, obviously, the witches are going to follow up and just swarm into the base with the king. That's all good. You see the queen's about got it down right there. Right here, he drops the poison spell. It does take out some of them. Don't get me wrong. I think it took out 3 or so of them. But that only saves the queen about 3 shots. Not that big a deal, really, when he could have took out all the skeletons later on in the attack. So here everything's coming in. Now you see that we're talking about that barracks right there. I think had that been down, the queen might have came down to the bottom here. Maybe not because the funnel was already created there. And maybe this was Hell's intention. I don't know. I just think the queen would have been better served into the core of the base. You see the rage went in. The rage was a little bit far back in my opinion. Could have been a little farther in, because you see it's just sitting there. Nothing's really using it at this point. Here comes the Asian wall. Hogs working their way in. The queen is taking out some defenses, but here she goes around the side. Right here, you see the split on the hogs, dropping the first heal spell, and he loses what, probably 4, maybe 5 hogs that went up there. They're just sort of sacrificed. They're just not going to do anything. And then he loses a few more to spring traps. Drops his last heal there. And you see these Teslas really just wreaking havoc. And now his witches are stuck. The jump spell runs out. That wall's not open. And his witches are sitting back again. Had the queen been over there, those defenses and buildings that the witches were working on would have already been down. And they would have moved up as well, not having them set outside like that. Everything at this point is pretty much down. You see the skeletons popping there that he could use the poison on. But everything's pretty much down here. The queen's going to work her way in, but only one healer left, and it's going to go down pretty quickly. So not a bad attack, not a bad plan. It just sort of ran out of juice, a few minor things. I think the investment on the queen and what he got for it was just not quite enough. But let's go back to the drawing board, talk about how this was cleaned up. All right, here we go back at the base, and Duce was the one doing the cleanup. And in my opinion, he brought literally the perfect attack for this base. He took all the information he had, made the perfect plan, and absolutely destroyed it. The first thing he does is send a giant in right here with 2 groups of hogs. Boom, boom. He's going to take out 2 defenses, get the CC lure, and get in here and trigger this giant bomb that's right there. So such multitasking, just absolutely hugely worth it. Once that happens, the CC comes out. He drops, and I don't have enough room up there to show you, he drops an archer out of range of this archer tower and does the 2 archer trick. A couple of archers, 1 healer, and this lava hound is out of the equation. Immediately, he goes down here, starts sending in his golem, which is going to go to this first archer tower, start working his way in. He knows the queen's going to jump out as soon as that gets in range, and just, kill squad basically. Creating his funnel, wizards go down here, has plenty of wizards to create that funnel, drops a few wall breakers to get in right here. King goes down, so king, queen, and look at the spells. All 4 heals, no jump, no anything, just going to take what's given. There's another giant bomb right here, so now 2 bombs are down, and the other 2 aren't even in a double set. So pretty much going to wreck this. He knows that the queen's going to step right into this pocket, start taking out these Teslas that are in here, just doing a lot of work for no jump, just letting her walk into the base. I love that part of it. And then he sends his hogs in. I believe the hogs, I'm sorry I didn't pay more attention to that. I believe the hogs were just sort of sent in from this side and let them start working their way through the base. Again, 4 heal spells. The hogs are standing in heals for the majority of this attack. You'll see what I'm talking about when it does, but I think the obvious, the better use of the healer, not worrying about on the queen, but letting the healer just do the archer trick, completely eliminating the lava hound from the equation, not taking any time or anything with it, grabbing 2 defenses and a giant bomb with that lure, and then again another bomb on the opposite side with a kill squad, taking the queen out, and then just bringing a bunch of hogs, 31 hogs, letting them do what they do, keeping them alive with all those heal spells. Let's watch him do it. We'll call this video over. All right, here we go. Again, the giant goes down just to get that everything tanking for it, protect his hogs, and then 2 groups of hogs right there split up. Actually, could have dropped them all together, but they did split up nicely for him. Took out the archer tower and the wizard tower, and then as soon as that wizard tower goes down, they get the lure, and boom, right there, one of them grabs that giant bomb. Perfect job there, perfect number of hogs. Here comes the wizard or the archer trick. Archer's healer, that's done already. Duce's got the attack going from the bottom. I think when I've done this in the past, I haven't done it very many times. I sort of waited too long. Duce, no problem, sends it right in. Hits that junction with the wall breakers. All that's opened up. His funnel is pretty much created at this point. The queen and king are down. As soon as that archer tower goes down, the golem's going to step into that air defense. The queen's going to come out. Boom. Right there. She's engaged. Now, the golems are tanking for her, and then right there, the queen locks on. It's going to take her out in just a few shots. Now, everything's done here that the kill squad's going to do. It's not a lot. Right there, the king's ability triggers that bomb. Here come the hogs. And again, with 4 heals, I mean, Duce just keeps them in heals the entire time. I mean, they're almost never outside of heals. You see a few hogs on the top. I like that to sort of keep them from traveling so much. Take out that archer tower. Keeps them just pushed into the core of the base. You see right here, the next heal goes down. They're still standing in the heal. Those skeleton traps pop. Boom. Poison. Perfect use for it. Now those skeleton traps are a non-issue. They're gone. Not going to be taking out a single hog this entire raid. Third heal goes down. Right there, that last giant bomb gets triggered. But the hogs are still standing in the heal, and it almost double stacks it. He has so many heals left over. Again, just absolutely crushed this base. Wasn't even close. We'll start to fast forward here because as soon as that king goes down, it is all over but the crying. Duce, excellent, excellent attack. You see, look here, guys. Lava Hound still up. Attack's over. Really nice. Hope you guys have used that successfully because it does work. You just got to find you a safe place to take it. Hope you liked the video. Until next time, Jake from One Hive reminding you guys to suck less.